Now let's look at a couple of more HTML5 elements that can be used in forms. The first is what is known as autocomplete. Okay, so if you look at line number 18, you see it says form autocomplete equals on. What that means is if the user were to fill in the form one time and then go back and fill it again, then it would prompt the user with entries that were entered before. So that's what autocomplete is about. Okay. The second thing that I wanted to mention was this thing called Datalist. So if you look at line number 34, that's where the Datalist actually begins. Okay. Now, Datalist is a pull down essentially, and these are the various options that are possible in the pull down. Okay. But the thing about Datalist, the way it actually works in case of HTML5, is that when the user types in something which say begins by saying J, then it will display only those elements or those items in the list that begin with J, like in this case January, June, and July. Okay, so that's what makes this different from the select element that we saw before in regular HTML. Okay, so in this case, as you can see, we put a label for it first. Okay, and we give it a name. We call it text list, TXT LIST. All right, and this is what's being used here to specify that this label over here, birth month, is for this item here that's called TXT LIST. Okay, now there is a placeholder, which means that before the user uses the drop down, the user sees select a month. Okay, and the list itself is called months. That's the name of the list. Okay, and these are the various options within the data list, and it ends with /datalist. Okay, and that's all there is to it. So going back again to see how it's used, you can try to take this example that we have here. You can just copy and paste this into your into Notepad++. I hope you're using a text editor that is HTML friendly. So you can just copy this and you can try it out. Okay, and here again you see the application of autocomplete and data list. So the user comes in, they type in J, and because Jane has been entered before, it automatically shows Jane as one of the possibilities to be entered. And when the user types in J again for birth month, it comes back with only those elements from the data list that begin with J. And that's it about autocomplete and data list.